Hello, my beautiful people. I hope you're all doing well. It's been a while since I recorded, but today I am finally going to be starting the series on my twin flame journey. And this is something that I've been meaning to record for a while. Okay, I think my last episode came out maybe at the beginning of July. It is currently August 5th, 2023. The day that I'm recording this. So it's been a while, and I've actually been writing out my twin flame journey because I wanted to give as much detail as possible on this because it's such a controversial topic. And it's a very confusing topic for a lot of people as well. But I wanted to share my experience with it and just, try not to miss any details that I think are important. But anyways, welcome to the Love Queendom. If it's your first time listening to my podcast, this is a space of love and joy and peace and abundance and all the good things. And here at the Love Queendom, we talk about spiritual ascension and how to create your own reality. So this episode, you guys, like I said, is going to be part 1 of my twin flame journey. Okay. And this episode, actually, what am I saying? This is part 0. Okay. Because this episode is more so going to be like a preface, some disclaimers, and really kind of just like high level information. Again, this is from my perspective on what twin flames are, what their true purpose is, why I believe my soul chose this path, and just try to, dispel some of the confusion around twin flames because I feel like it's such a controversial topic in the spiritual community. You have a lot of people who are genuine twin flames, but then you also have people that are, they're just confused and struggling with their relationships, and they're kind of latching onto it as a way to justify the toxicity in their relationship dynamics. Okay, so I'm going to try to do my best to give my perspective. And, the disclaimer that I wanted to give really at the beginning of this is just, again, this is my personal experience that I'm sharing. I encourage everyone to use your own discernment, use your own intuition when you're listening to people and deciding, what is true for you and what is not true for you. Okay, so if things that I'm saying are not resonating with you, that is perfectly okay. Maybe later on it will, or maybe it never will, and that's perfectly fine. Okay, so that's number 1. Now, number 2, okay, let's talk about what exactly are twin flames, okay? And I can explain this to you guys in a very simple way, okay? Because as I talk about on this platform a lot, reality creation is really at the heart of what I like to talk about. And that is because Earth is a holographic simulation, okay? And it exists in order for us to have experiences, right? Now, when you advance in this holographic video game that we are in, you will actually be able to kind of control your experiences through, working with the mechanisms of your body and your mind and, controlling your energy so that you can stay in resonance with the kind of experiences that you want to have. So the twin flames ties into this because, number 1, this is a holographic spiritual simulation. So your soul is incarnating into a physical body in order to have experiences. Twin flames, all it is, in the simplest of terms, is a type of simultaneous incarnation, okay? Basically, you are splitting up your soul essence and putting it into multiple bodies at the same time while you're on Earth. That's it, okay? If your spirit is really, really strong and really advanced, you could probably be in 2 or 3 bodies at the same time, okay? And you may not even necessarily know that, this other body is also me, me outside of the game, like my soul essence. You may not necessarily know, right? But the purpose of this can vary. Okay, why would somebody choose to do this? Split their soul into more than one body at the same time. Well, first of all, again, I will repeat, Earth is a holographic simulation for experiences. So some people, they may want to have certain types of experiences, and just for fun, they will incarnate into multiple bodies so that they can simulate the kind of experience that they want to have. Because you tend to be drawn to yourself in that way. So if they want to have a particularly intense experience as well, the most intensity that you're going to be able to have is when you are mirroring yourself back to yourself in this environment. So that could be one reason. Okay, so that does not have anything to do with like a mission or a purpose or some kind of deeper motivation for why you're doing it, in terms of like the grander scheme of things. Okay. The second reason why someone, a spiritual entity, would choose to incarnate into multiple bodies at the same time is also because doing that is a type of spiritual work. Okay. It's like you are splitting yourself up so that you can get more of the work done that you need to do, right? And for you to do that, your spirit also, like I said, it has to be very strong, very advanced, very courageous, and depending on the difficulty of whatever it is that you're trying to do, your spirit also needs to be very wise, okay? So it's not actually something that everybody does. So I personally do not believe that everyone has a twin flame. And again, that is just because, the nature of these types of relationships, for the most part, when we're talking about, spiritual mission or whatever, it's a type of spiritual work. It's not something that you generally, most people who are in a twin flame journey, they will tell you that it's very difficult. There's a lot of suffering that comes along with it a lot of times. And that is also because, when you're incarnating into very dense environments, and when I say dense environments, I'm talking about environments that imprint you with a lot of karmic programs that are negative. Okay. And the work of the twin flames is actually to undo those negative karmic imprints from the lineage of that particular person or body, so that future successive generations no longer have those negative karmic imprints, okay? And the reason why so many twin flame relationships are romantic relationships, meaning, the incarnation of one soul into multiple bodies is for the purpose of simulating a type of romantic relationship, is because on Earth right now, we have a lot of distortions, okay, karmic distortions, trauma imprints that are impeding the ability for humans to have mature, stable, and healthy romantic relationships. It's a serious problem on this planet, okay? So a lot of people are making money giving people advice to solve this problem. The root cause of a lot of these problems are actually negative karmic imprints, emotional trauma that is unhealed, and that basically programs people to hurt themselves over and over and over again in romantic relationships. So in other words, people don't have the right programs to have healthy, mature, and stable, harmonious relationships. The twin flames incarnate into Earth, into these dense environments where people are having these karmic imprints, in order to wake up in the game, clear out the karmic imprint in order to shift reality to a timeline where the twins can reunite, okay, in a more mature and harmonious way, because the twins would have, figured out how to do that work while they're in the physical body. So This is not like baby stuff, you, like I said, you have to be very advanced in order to do this. And it takes a very strong, courageous spirit to do this, because you're going to be juggling the wants and desires of your human self, which is, just to have love, just to have a normal romantic relationship, with your spiritual knowing, your higher self knowing, your 5D understanding of how this works when you do finally awaken in the simulation. So it's very challenging for people who are on this journey to stay true to their path, to even just understand what to do, because when I go into the details of my journey, you guys will see that like the stuff going on, it's very, very difficult stuff to undo and clear out, okay? Because what is happening on Earth is that, everybody is kind of aware already of this whole ascension cycle that we're on, where we're moving into the 5D Earth. But in order for us to get there, you have to be in a certain resonance, in your body to ascend to 5D Earth. And 5D Earth needs to be populated with people. And not just that, it needs to be populated with people who are actually capable of building things on 5D Earth. And that requires you to ascend your mind into the 5th dimension, which is basically where you are simultaneously, oscillating between your 3D ego and your higher self. And you kind of are allowing your spirit to control the ego in a sense. And you have an understanding of how to control your energy, your emotions, reprogram your subconscious mind in order to project out a certain reality, right? So it's kind of advanced. And the challenge right now on Earth is that, so many generations of these human avatars that we incarnate into have been imprinted with negative karmic imprints, okay? And these karmic imprints are basically like programs that are running in the background of these people's bodies, or their minds. It puts them in certain types of energies. And a lot of these karmic imprints do not allow for people to have mature, stable, and harmonious romantic relationships. So you have all these, kind of disharmonious relationships that cause trauma. These people have children. They imprint these programs onto their kids. And it just gets worse and worse and worse over time. And so we're seeing the manifestation of a lot of that in society all over the world, okay? These negative karmic imprints where people are not able to have love-based, mature, healthy, stable relationships, where the man and woman are both holding hands in tandem, loving each other unconditionally, but also holding each other accountable and responsible, for the well-being of themselves, but also for the well-being of the wider community around them, right? It's a level of mental, emotional, and spiritual maturity that humanity hasn't fully reached yet, that the twin flames are trying to get to, okay? And the mission is, clear out that karma on both sides, reunite in this kind of harmonious relationship, which means that you have imprinted yourself with a new, healthier template. And then, you, maybe not all of the twins, but some twins, create new family lineages that are imprinted with these better programs. And they go on to start, building out new earth communities and families and civilizations, right? This is really the idea, okay? And so I believe that my soul chose this path because when I look at the family that I incarnated into, the imprints that I have, And when I look at the family that my twin incarnated into and the imprints that he has, it makes a lot of sense. Okay. And by the way, my eyes were open to these things when I had what I call my twin flame spiritual awakening. Okay. All of this was shown to me when my third eye was opened about, the holographic earth theory, the different frequencies of realities, the programs that people are running, why they do certain things that they do, because that is what they are programmed to do. So if someone does not have a program for them to have a healthy, stable relationship, they're not going to be able to do it. They're going to continue running around having toxic relationships, and they will just loop those experiences over and over and over again. And it is a program. Okay, it's an energetic imprint that has to be healed and cleared out. It's not something that you can go to therapy and wipe away or whatever. It's actually requires deep, energetic, spiritual work. And some people's karma, okay, these karmic imprints are so dense, okay? It's like so deeply ingrained in their being, they don't see any other way to be than the way how they're being. It's like it feels impossible for them that they could be any other way, because when you are deep in this, very low vibrational programming, your mind can't see out of it. So it's a very difficult journey for the people who incarnate into these environments. And this is also why a lot of people are not making it to union, because it's very difficult. Even if one twin wakes up, that twin may not actually, the awakened twin, a lot of times these people struggle too. They don't actually fully understand what they're supposed to be doing in order to, wipe their energetic karma, shift themselves energetically to a point that will allow for the union timeline to start manifesting. They don't even know how to do that, okay? All they know how to do is be stuck in the suffering, because again, it's a very, very, very difficult journey, and you have to know how to oscillate between your higher self and your spirit guiding you in terms of what is the bigger picture here versus, I'm just so in love and I just want to be in a relationship and be happy, right? So you do see a lot of times, even the awakened twin, they can abandon the journey and just move on to have a relationship with someone else, that is compatible with them based on the level of healing that they were able to do. So there's nothing wrong with that. But that's technically not the highest timeline that they were supposed to manifest while they were here. So anyways, that is basically the overview, you guys. Okay, so just to kind of reiterate again, the purpose of twin flames is for healing and clearing out karmic energetic imprints and distortions that are preventing healthy, mature, stable, harmonious, romantic relationships on earth. Okay. And these relationships are relationships that are built on high levels of emotional maturity, okay, which is we're not seeing in a lot of segments on earth, okay? A lot of cultural populations are highly patriarchal in a very negative way, where there's no accountability for the men towards the women in terms of, how they are treating these people emotionally. And the women are also imprinted to not expect these men to operate at that level. So they're just looping these, unhealthy, unpleasant relationship dynamics, having kids in these dynamics, imprinting their kids with these negative imprints as well. It's just a mess. Okay, it's a mess. And a lot of people, until you really raise your mind up there, you won't see it. This is why I strongly recommend take my Ascension program, listen to it daily until your mind gets you to the point where you can see what I'm saying clearly, because it requires you to be operating on the same programs. You have to be running the same programs as me in order to see what I'm seeing. So it's like this, lower earth 3D matrix. It's built on very immature, emotionally immature, material based beliefs, old world kind of belief systems that are not really compatible with being able to evolve out of the 3D matrix and create new realities that are more positive. You won't be able to do that if you stay in these lower earth frequencies and running off of these lower earth, belief programs. So the twin flames are here to do that work, transmuting, these energies, pulling themselves out of these energies, reuniting to have mature, harmonious, stable relationships, beginning to build the foundations of the new earth. That's what they're here to do. It's a very difficult journey, though, let me tell you, okay? So I'm going to leave this episode here. And if you have any questions, comments, feedback, feel free to leave it below. As I mentioned, this is just part 0, okay? So this is just my attempt to explain to you guys that twin flames are just one soul in more than one body. People don't always do this for a soul mission, okay? There are actually a few couples that I've seen, which maybe I'll share in another episode, that I believe they are actually twin flames, but they're not, doing anything spiritual or woo-woo. Like, they just, they're just two souls in different bodies. And because the avatars that they have incarnated into have the right imprints for a healthy, mature love relationship, they're able to just have a normal relationship. So there's no toxicity or, fear cycles or whatever going on. But with the twin flames, you're working with energetic distortions that are due to childhood trauma that are preventing people from having healthy, stable, love-based relationships, but also that are preventing people from operating at their highest potential, at their highest level as a human being, which is really this 5D, you being connected with your higher self and your heart in terms of how you're thinking, being, and operating while you're on this planet. So that's what the twin flames are here for. I'm going to go into more detail on my journey, and I promise, guys, this series is going to be very interesting, okay? Because a lot of the stuff that I'm going to explain to you, the unfolding of my twin flame journey, it's almost like a movie, It's like, I just know without a doubt that this is real. One of the highlights of this journey is going to be conversations that I had with one of my twin flames karmic partners. And basically, from everything that she told me, it really reaffirmed and revalidated to me that, oh my God, indeed, this person is my twin flame. This all is real, and it's all unfolding before my eyes, okay? And also, by the way, I didn't mention this in the beginning, but I will say I'm not in union with my twin flame yet. So I'm sharing my journey up to the point that I am at now. I'm still in separation with my twin flame, but I just want to share with you guys everything that has happened so you understand what's going on, why I am where I am, and what I'm working through right now to attempt to clear out the last, remnants of energetic karma that kind of needs to be released on my twin side for him to be able to embody a higher version of himself. And whether or not that leads to a union between us, I actually am not sure. So I'm leaving that up to the divine. But either way, this is the journey that we're on. So stay tuned for more episodes. Okay, I think this is going to be like 6 or 7 parts. I'm not sure yet. But thank you so much for listening, and I will see you guys in the next episode.